good morning. My name is Rafael Vázquez. I am a professional singer and a vocal coach. Today I wanted to start the series of videos regarding vocal technique. We'll cover the very basics and eventually move on to more advanced exercises and techniques. Today I just wanted to say that the conception, the concept of sound, what it is, what it means, and how it's produced, plays a very important role in our activity. Most of the time, the problem with voice production is that we use a language of fantasy, because we cannot really see what happens inside us. Whilst in any other musical instrument, for example a piano, we play C, and we know what is C in any octave. But within our voice, it's really hard to understand or to picture where exactly that C might be in our voices. First of all, sound, the definition of sound is a vibration, Air vibrates, and that's a sound, that produces a sound. We can have, again, this sound, we can have the sound of my voice, or we can have this sound. Those are sounds with different vibrations, but it's sound. So the first principle we need to understand sound or voice production is that we need air. We need air to produce the sound, which means any blockage of the respiratory system, any extra unwanted tension in our bodies are going to restrain that air supply, which doesn't mean that the air is just going to flow freely. The air has to contact or enter into contact with certain parts of our anatomy, and the voice is going to be produced, and that voice is going to be reproduced in chambers of resonance, what we call the resonators. So basically we have a respiratory system with a very powerful involuntary muscle called diaphragm, which divides the viscera from the lungs, and the air is going to come out through a windpipe, trachea, etc., and it's going to go through our vocal cords. Our vocal cords are two small folds. Actually, the cords, because they say they behave like strings, basically, but in reality, they are folds, muscle folds, tiny, small. They'll be basically the size of your fingernail, if so. They're really small. And those folds start to move as if they were clapping, right? It's like a wave, really. And that produces a vibration. That vibration is almost, it has no real sound. You cannot really listen to it. The sound is really weak, small. But here comes the trick. The sound is going to be reproduced in what we call resonance chambers. Those resonance chambers are going to be basically our pharynx that surrounds our larynx, which is with the voice box, what we call the voice box, so the pharynx. And then it's going to go into all these cranial resonances in the head and forward in our sinuses, for example. So the voice is a very rich and complex mechanism of resonance chambers. Basically, Caruso was a great tenor during the first part of the 20th century. He used to say that his whole body would resonate. His bones would resonate. Our duty as singers or speakers is actually to refrain from allowing this free flow of air that then is going to be converted into sound. we have to allow that passage to be as free as possible, so it can reach the right, let's say, spot. So that's basically what voice production is. With every vowel in any tessitura, in any part of your range, with any color, in any style. The purpose of vocal technique is to make easy, things easy for you. And for that we have to learn a few principles. For today, I wanted to make a very short introduction. I would just recommend you to do this exercise before you sing anything. When you are facing a difficult passage, a difficult vocal passage, a phrase, a note, let air do it first. Like, do it as if you were mute. For example, just poke your lips ever so slightly as if you were gonna pronounce an oo, and just let the voice do it. Sorry, the breath. See how that airflow is endless. Obviously you run out of breath, but there is nothing stopping it. Then we convert that into sound. Oh, oh, oh. Then that sound, obviously we're gonna enrich it, we're gonna add layers and layers of resonance, color. We're gonna make art out of that very simple sound. But for now, if you are starting your practice and you think you are restraining, in any part of your voice, go ahead and step out for a moment and go. And that would be the first lesson, when you have just woken up, when you haven't warmed up properly, your voice is going to start with doing these crackling things, is going to try to overpass these mechanisms. And that's what we want to do, but obviously for that we need to train the muscles to let go. But important above all is this airflow business, that then we are going to change ever so slightly to create like a vacuum chamber. But for now, as I said, nobody should imitate me. Impersonations are not really the best way to learn, in my humble point of view. But be aware and conscious about the airflow. And then apply the sound. And be aware what happens in your body. This will be all for today. Thank you very much for watching. I will upload another video very soon with more specific tips and exercises. If you have any comment, any doubt, any critique, by all means leave it behind, underneath the video in the comments, and I'll be very happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much. This was Rafael Vázquez. Pleasure to be here with you. Thank you.